Two sentences can be almost identical in meaning, and yet, depending on which formula you pick, your search engine might say they're total strangers. Three numbers decide whether your AI app feels smart or feels broken. Cosine distance, dot product, and Euclidean distance. Most engineers pick one by accident, copy paste it from a tutorial, and never look back. Let's fix that. By the end, you'll know exactly which metric to reach for and why. Before we compare distances, let's agree on what we're measuring. An embedding is just a list of numbers, a vector that captures the meaning of some text, image, or audio. Similar things land close together in this number space, and different things land far apart. So every similarity search boils down to one question. How do we measure close? That's where our three metrics come in. Here's the mental model that makes everything click. A vector with three numbers is a point in 3D space. A vector with 1536 numbers, like an OpenAI embedding, is a point in 1536 dimensional space. We can't picture that, but the maths works identically. Let's create a couple of simple vectors in Python so you can see exactly what we're dealing with. Let's start with the most intuitive one, Euclidean distance. It's just the straight line distance between 2 points. The same Pythagoras theorem you learned in school, extended to many dimensions. You subtract the vectors, square each difference, sum them up, and take the square root. Smaller means closer. It answers a simple question. How far apart are these 2 points physically? Here's Euclidean distance in NumPy. We compute the difference vector, then use the norm function which squares, sums, and roots for us in one line. Notice the result. Cat and kitten have a small distance, while cat and airplane have a much larger one. The numbers confirm our intuition. Similar meanings sit closer together in space. Next up, the dot product. Multiply matching components, add them up. That's it. But what does it mean? The dot product measures how much two vectors point in the same direction, scaled by their lengths. Bigger means more aligned and more powerful. Here's the catch. It cares about magnitude. A long vector that's roughly aligned can beat a short vector that's perfectly aligned. That property matters a lot. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. In NumPy, the dot product is a single function call. Watch what happens when I scale the cat vector up by 10. Same direction, longer length. The dot product jumps even though the meaning hasn't changed at all. That's the magnitude sensitivity in action. For raw embeddings whose lengths carry no meaning, this can mislead you. Now meet the metric most teams default to. Cosine similarity. It strips out magnitude entirely and looks only at the angle between two vectors. Two vectors pointing the same way score 1, perpendicular vectors score 0, and opposites score -1. Because it ignores length, a document mentioned once and a document mentioned 1,000 times look equally relevant if they're about the same topic. For text search, that's usually exactly what you want. Cosine similarity is just the dot product divided by the product of the two lengths. That division is what cancels out magnitude. Watch. When I scale the cat vector up by 10 this time, the cosine score doesn't budge. Direction is all that matters. Many libraries report cosine distance instead, which is simply 1 minus the similarity. So lower means closer. Keep that flip in mind. Here's the insight that ties everything together. If you normalize every vector to unit length first, then the dot product and cosine similarity become mathematically identical. The lengths are all 1, so dividing by them changes nothing. This is why production vector databases love normalization. They can use the cheaper dot product internally while still giving you Cosine style results. Let's prove it in code. There's a second elegant connection. Once vectors are normalized, Euclidean distance and Cosine similarity rank results in the exact same order. The Euclidean distance becomes a simple function of the cosine angle. So if your embeddings are already unit length, all three metrics agree on the ranking. They just report different numbers. This is why you'll often see teams use whichever metric their database optimizes best. So which one do you pick? Use cosine when only the direction of the embedding matters. That's most text search and semantic retrieval cases. Use dot product when magnitude carries real signal, like recommendation systems where vector length encodes popularity or confidence. Use Euclidean when you're working in true geometric spaces. Image features, coordinates, or clustering where physical closeness is meaningful. When in doubt with text embeddings, cosine is the safe default. Let's leave toy vectors behind and use a real embedding model. The sentence transformers library gives us 384 dimensional vectors for actual sentences. We encode 3 sentences, then compute cosine similarity between them. Notice how the 2 sentences about cats score high together, while the finance sentence sits far apart. This is exactly what a vector database does under the hood, just at massive scale. Now let's build a tiny search ourselves. We embed a corpus, embed a query, score every document with cosine similarity, and sort. This brute force approach is exactly what FAISS or Pinecone do, except they use clever indexing to avoid comparing against every single vector. For a few thousand documents, plain NumPy is perfectly fine and great for learning. When you set up a real vector database, the metric is a configuration choice you make up front. In Pinecone, you pass metric equals cosine, dot product, or Euclidean when creating an index. In pgvector, you pick an operator class. Choosing the wrong one or mixing normalized and unnormalized vectors is one of the most common reasons search results feel off. Always match your metric to how your embedding model was trained. At scale, the metric also affects speed. Dot product is the cheapest to compute. Just multiply and add, no square roots or divisions. That's why approximate nearest neighbor indexes love normalized vectors with dot product. Euclidean needs a square root and cosine needs divisions, though both can be optimized away once vectors are normalized. For millions of vectors, these micro decisions add up, which is why pre-normalizing at insert time is a popular trick. 3 traps catch people constantly. 1. Comparing similarity scores across different metrics. A cosine of 0.7 and a Euclidean of 0.7 mean completely different things. 2. Forgetting that distance and similarity run in opposite directions. So high cosine is good, but high Euclidean is bad. 3. Mixing normalized and raw vectors in the same index, which silently corrupts your rankings. Pick one convention and enforce it everywhere. Let's tie it together. All 3 metrics measure closeness, but answer different questions. Euclidean asks how far apart. Dot product asks how aligned and how strong. Cosine asks how aligned regardless of strength. Normalize your vectors and the differences mostly vanish. Which is why normalisation is the quiet hero of similarity search. Master this, and your search results will finally make sense. So here are the 3 things to walk away with. First, Euclidean measures straight line distance. Dot product measures alignment scaled by magnitude. And cosine measures pure direction. Second, once you normalize your vectors, dot product and cosine become identical, and all 3 agree on ranking. Third, your metric must match how your embedding model was trained. Get that wrong, and everything feels broken. Next up in the AI track, we build a complete RAG pipeline from scratch using these exact embeddings. If this helped, smash subscribe and drop your biggest similarity search question in the comments. We read every one